Hey guys, like Butter here. I had a video that I did a few days ago in regards to the screen protector, and it basically got corrupted. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to upload that. But there wasn't really much substance to the video anyway. I mean, the installation process I had to do inside the bathroom to build up steam to get rid of dust. It was a little bit of a pain in the butt to kind of get it done. There'd be like a couple specks of dust. Like, it's not as noticeable as regular screen protectors, but the tempered glass, it still shows like little specks underneath. It was annoying. I even got a little bit of a smudge over here that you can see that's underneath my fingerprint. So I'm gonna have to take it off and try to reseat it at some point in the future, and maybe align the bottom side over here. There's too much. It's sort of tilted to the right side. So anyway, basically the process for installing the tempered glass is really easy. You just sort of, try not to touch underneath with fingerprints and try to do a dust-free environment. You just drop it down on the phone, and you can make tiny little adjustments by pushing on the edges of the tempered glass to get it situated appropriately. I'd say that my only really real annoyance with this product is that they don't have cutout holes for the camera, front-facing camera in this case, and the sensors. I don't think it will really affect it too much as far as quality, but it would have been nice, I think. I mean, that's how all my past screen protectors have been, like, custom cut to it. For here, it's just for the speaker, for the earpiece. Beyond that, like I said, it's pretty thin. Once you actually place it, first you have to press the four corners and then press it once in the middle, and you'll see it meld into itself. So that's how it actually adheres to the glass. But as far as performance of the tempered screen glass protector, knock on wood, but hopefully I don't drop my phone ever again. So I hope not to test that. But it is very, I guess the term is oleophobic. It resists oil pretty well in fingerprints. But after some time, or if you use hair product in your hair, then that will still situate itself, and you'll have to wipe down the phone every once in a while anyway. But other than that, it's a good product. I got this in the mail in front of me. If you're wondering what this white cylindrical thing is, it is a travel mug that OnePlus sent me, I believe on the forums over a month ago, and one of those contest threads. Somebody responded to me and told me that I did in fact win one of these, but I sort of forgot about it. But it's small, but I guess it depends. If you drink a lot of coffee or tea, this might help you out. It comes with a lanyard inside, so you can hook it up over here and sort of carry it, just dangling or on your belt or whatever. Has a couple logos, one at the top and the full one over here. The color is not really like a bright white in person. It's more like an ivory white, and I have not yet tested its heat or cold retention properties. But today's video is actually something special, because I didn't really intend to do any video today. I'm still working on the photos and the video review that I'm planning to do, but I got something in the mail today. That's right. Out of all things, I got the Pressy in the mail today, and I thought this was going to be one of those vaporware scenarios that was never going to come to being. And there's a lot of knockoffs on the market right now for a hell of a lot cheaper. But anyway, it came through, so I am going to open it up and give it a run in front of you guys. There we go. Alright, so I'm covering this up because I don't know if it's part of my activation code, so I want to, okay, so it shows here what it comes with. You can either put the clip onto your headphones or onto your keys, etc. There it is right here. This is the holder, and I'm assuming the Pressy's inside. I can't see it right now because I'm looking through the camera. Oh, okay, I guess that's it. There's some sort of foam padding underneath this thin packing material, so. And yes, the Pressy is actually situated inside this holder. See if I can get it out. So yeah, it's this really small piece that goes into your head jack, and I think they revised the design a few times. Like first it was like a little bit of a bump, and then after they raised it higher, and now it seems to be completely flat. So I really have no idea where these guys went with this whole design process. I mean, I guess it explains really the delays that we've had. Yeah, it seems really flat, whereas before it had more pronounced bumps. So anyway, I'm kind of happy about that, because I don't know, with as many design changes as they've made it, I really don't know what I was going to be getting. So anyway, let's see how this works out. I'm going to pause the video, and I'll reopen the video once we get to the actual install process. Alright, so this is the Pressy installed. As you see, it does actually stick out a little bit, fully inserted. I don't think that will be an issue for most people, but some people may be, you know, OCD and hate with a little thing sticking out. So I don't know if this is for everybody, but I basically got it because when I'm driving, for example, you know, obviously you can't use a cell phone when you're driving, so I don't do that. But I would like the option, obviously, to be able to press something and say do voice recording, to take voice notes. Obviously, you know, when you're driving your car, you're used to pressing buttons, say on the center console, to adjust, say, fan settings, radio, whatever. And so I think that this would be a safe way to just be able to click and start voice recording without, you know, having to pick up the phone, look at the phone, start the appropriate app, etc., etc. So this is for that purpose anyway for me, and I'm sure I'll figure out more uses for it along the way. So anyway, I have already gone ahead and I've installed the Pressy app, and I've done activation. They had a little bit of a tutorial here where you are practice clicking, so you can kind of gauge how the short press, double short press, and long press works. There's also a bit of a setup for I guess Pressy being the default app when this particular thing's inserted. So, you know, it just sort of kind of gets the program situated. The one thing though, when I first inserted the Pressy, it started playing audio through the phone speakers, so it was a little bit confusing, because I thought maybe there would be an issue, if anything, with it stopping music from coming from the speakers, but still maybe playing it. So I'll have to go through the settings to make sure that, you know, everything's working fine. But anyway, I'll click this tutorial to see. Okay, I think I've pressed let's go. Alright, so as here it says you have to press the sign to add a new action. This is toggling flashlight, that's one. Okay. Seems to be set quasi PowerPoint. Choose the trigger. Okay, let's do a short press. Tap here when we're done. This is just close. Okay. Alright, so you see here's some default, I don't know if you guys can see it. So default options over here. Wants to long press for mute, one double short press for camera, and one for flashlight. So we're gonna go ahead and test this out. So if I press it once, the flashlight should be on. Yes, it is. See if I press it again, flashlight's off. Okay. Say a double for camera, right? So, sorry, light's kind of in the way over here. Okay, there we go. So I started the camera, double tap to turn it off. Camera's busy. Okay, so I guess when you double tap for the camera itself, it won't open it. It's only for the flashlight that turns on and off. I'm assuming that you could probably adjust that, but it's not a big deal. What else was it? Long press. And you do feel the vibration of you know, your action. So if you long press, you just wait until it it does in fact feel the vibration, then that means your action is received. Same thing with the short presses. So there's a little bit of a delay, but I guess it is worthwhile, especially if you're multitasking. And anyway, so there's a ton of options. You could pretty much do anything here. You have messaging, camera, calls, light, recorder, video, run app. I think run app will be the one that a lot of people will like to use because you can sort of customize it to do open a certain app, etc. I'll go into settings briefly. So here they have a launch dashboard, etc., Wi-Fi toggles, all sorts of things, and I would imagine that there's going to be some third-party applications here that you know, will take full advantage of Pressy's abilities and whatnot. So yeah, you know, I'll definitely give some use to this, and I'll try to hit back to it later as far as you know, how useful it actually is. But for me, I think it'll do the job. I wanted to comment on one more thing. I saw the developers recently, they were talking about the yellowing at the bottom, and I do have some yellowing here at the very bottom. When the screen's white, you can sort of notice it, but you really have to look to see it. They mentioned something to the effect of, well, this has something to do with the bottom lights, LEDs being placed there, backlights rather, and it's just part of the design and other phone software, yada yada. You know, it seems to me to a certain degree they're trying to push off the responsibility that they have for making that design choice and saying, well, the customer has to deal with it because that's part of the design. And don't get me wrong, I mean, that's might be one of the flaws of the OnePlus One, but the way that they worded it, it really seemed odd to me, and it was their choice. Okay, they're the ones who decide to put the backlight there at the bottom for many reasons. I don't know, something to, they said a backlight bleeding, whatever. But it's their, it's, you know, the onus is on them, and if it is an issue, you know, I'm not talking about the whole screen problem that can be alleviated by the hue. I'm talking about just the bottom where it's not even a straight line, it's sort of like uneven, so it does look kind of weird. For me, it doesn't really bug me. Like most of the time, I don't notice unless I'm looking for it, but you know, the onus is on OnePlus. This is a design flaw on their part, and I believe that you know, at some future point in time, once they get production up, that they should fix it and maybe even offer replacements. You know, listen, it's their design, right? You know, we didn't say, okay, well, we want the backlights at the bottom, yada yada. We're looking for a phone that works. We're not looking for phones that, you know, have quirks and you know, as far as the screen goes, this is something that we use on a daily basis. We're looking at it, we're staring at it each and every day. And you know, people often web browse, and most web browsers do have a white background in between loading websites. So, you know, that messaging apps usually have white backgrounds. It's just constantly there on our phone. So I really think that OnePlus should, you know, be a little bit more careful with their marketing and, you know, consumer relations, because I don't know, I've been critical of OnePlus before, and I've been positive. I've participated in many of their events, contests, etc. But you know, I speak my mind, and I think in this case that OnePlus is trying to deflect a little bit when they shouldn't. They should just address it more head on and possibly offer replacements. You know, if people choose, the option should be there, because it's their design flaw. It's not something that a customer had a choice in, and certainly something they didn't want. If they said, hey guys, we have, say, X backlighting, but you may have to deal with, you know, yellowing at the bottom. So it seems kind of silly to me anyway. I'm going off course here. So yeah, there's a Pressy. Like I said, my photos and videos is something in the works. I've just been really busy. Weather's been kind of poor, though I guess, you know, some people might say, hey, you should have taken pictures in the rain, etc. You know, I'll get to it. Like I said, I'm not a professional reviewer by any means. I think I'm a little bit substandard. You know, I'm not really organized. I just tend to do things on the flow of things. So anyway, I'll get that out as soon as possible, hopefully by the end of this week or very least early next week. And I'll continue making these little mini reviews. Hopefully you guys find something of use from them, and we'll take it from there.